Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kai. Today's video is inspired by a story I often hear from patients who travel in southern China, especially in Guangxi, a region famous for long life, strong elders, and simple daily habits. There's a saying attributed to one of the oldest practicing doctors there. If you want to reduce belly fat, don't start with complicated supplements. Start by removing what creates dampness. Now, I want to be responsible with the title you clicked. No food makes belly fat melt away overnight. But in Chinese medicine, belly fat is often linked to three things: weak digestion, dampness accumulation, and stagnation. So today I'm going to share three foods, or three categories of foods, that, when avoided consistently, can make a big difference for bloating, belly heaviness, cravings, and gradual fat loss over time. And I'll also tell you what to eat instead, so you don't feel deprived. If you have diabetes, medical conditions, or take medications, always follow your healthcare provider's guidance. This video is educational and supportive, not a replacement for medical care. Alright, let's begin. In traditional Chinese medicine, the belly area is strongly connected to the spleen and stomach system. This system is responsible for transforming food into qi, usable energy, and moving fluids properly. When this system becomes weak, fluids don't move well. Food doesn't transform well. What happens then? We see dampness. Dampness in Chinese medicine can look like bloating, heaviness, fatigue after meals, sluggish metabolism, water retention, foggy thinking, stubborn belly weight, and cravings for sugar and bread. So the goal is simple: stop feeding dampness. Here are the three foods Guangxi-style elders often avoid. The first one is sugar, especially liquid sugar. This includes soda, sweet coffee drinks, bubble tea, energy drinks, sweetened juices, and even healthy sweet yogurt drinks. From a Chinese medicine perspective, sugar creates dampness quickly. It also disrupts the spleen's ability to transform and transport fluids. And here's what many people don't notice: liquid sugar doesn't satisfy you. It spikes blood sugar, then crashes it, and that crash creates more cravings, especially for more sugar and refined carbs. This is one reason belly fat is so stubborn. It's not just calories, it's the cycle. If you want a simple Guangxi-style replacement, drink warm tea. Not fancy, not expensive, just consistent. Warm water is already better than iced drinks. If you want something with more function, try roasted oolong tea, pu'er tea, or simple ginger tea in colder seasons. If you tend to run hot, choose chrysanthemum tea or light green tea earlier in the day. And if you still want sweetness, use less and less over time. Train your taste buds back to natural sweetness from food. Now the second food category, fried and greasy foods. This includes deep-fried snacks, fast food, chips, heavy creamy sauces, oily meats, and crispy foods that leave you feeling heavy afterward. In Chinese medicine, greasy foods create damp heat. Dampness makes you heavy and puffy. Heat creates inflammation, irritability, and restless sleep. Damp heat is one of the most common patterns behind belly fat that won't move, especially when people also have acne, body odor, reflux, or feel hot at night. Greasy foods also slow the stomach qi. That means food sits longer, you bloat more, you feel sleepy after meals, you crave more. What do Guangxi elders do instead? They still eat delicious food, but simpler cooking. Steamed foods, light stir-fry, soups, stews, warm vegetables, bitter greens. If you want belly fat to reduce, you don't need to eat small. You need to eat clean and light in the Chinese medicine sense, meaning easier to transform. A very practical guideline: if your meal leaves you feeling heavy for hours, it's not supporting your belly. Now the third one is the most surprising for many people: cold foods, especially cold foods at night. This includes ice water, iced coffee, cold smoothies, cold yogurt straight from the fridge, cold salads at night, and leftovers eaten cold. In Chinese medicine, the spleen and stomach are like a cooking pot. They need warmth to digest efficiently. When you constantly put cold food into that pot, digestion slows down. When digestion slows, dampness increases. And where does dampness like to accumulate? The middle, the belly. Many people do everything right, but drink iced drinks every day, eat cold yogurt, cold smoothies, and cold salads, then wonder why the belly is stubborn. Now, I'm not saying never eat salad again. I'm saying if belly fat is your goal and you also have bloating, fatigue after meals, loose stools, or cold hands and feet, cold foods are often a hidden reason you're stuck. A simple Guangxi-style rule: warm breakfast, warm dinner, and avoid iced drinks with meals. You can still eat fresh foods, but balance them with warmth. If you want something easy, add a warm soup to your meal, even a simple broth. Now let's put these three together. 1. Sugar, especially liquid sugar. 2. Fried and greasy foods. 3. Cold foods, especially at night. If you remove these three consistently, something often happens within the first 1 to 2 weeks. Bloating reduces, cravings reduce, your belly feels less puffy, stool becomes more regular, energy becomes steadier, and then fat loss becomes easier because metabolism is no longer fighting dampness every day. Now I want to give you a simple daily routine that Guangxi elders would consider common sense. In the morning, warm water first, then a warm breakfast. You don't need a perfect breakfast, just warm and simple. For example, oatmeal, rice porridge, eggs with cooked vegetables, soup, or warm leftovers. At lunch, your biggest meal. This supports digestion because daytime yang energy is stronger. In the evening, lighter, earlier, warmer. And after dinner, walk for 10 minutes. This is one of the most underrated belly fat habits on earth. Walking after meals helps the stomach qi descend. It reduces stagnation, it supports blood sugar balance, and it prevents dampness from settling in the belly. Now let me share a simple belly dampness sign test. If you often have any of these, you likely have dampness patterns. You feel heavy or sleepy after eating. You crave sweets or bread late afternoon. Your belly feels soft or puffy rather than firm. You bloat easily. You gain weight easily around the waist. You have sticky stools or irregular digestion. If you said yes to several of these, the 3 foods I mentioned are especially important for you. Now, I want to give you a few replacements so you don't feel like you're losing your comfort foods. If you crave sweet drinks, switch to warm tea, sparkling water with lemon, or warm water with a few goji berries. If you crave fried snacks, choose roasted nuts in small amounts, steamed sweet potato, or warm soup before your meal to reduce cravings. If you crave cold foods at night, make a warm dessert instead, like warm pear cooked with a little cinnamon, or a small bowl of warm oatmeal. Now, a very important note, portion size still matters. But portion size is much easier to manage when cravings are calm and digestion is strong. Chinese medicine is not about punishment. It's about harmony. When your body is balanced, you naturally eat less, move more, sleep better, and your waistline responds. One more Guangxi-style habit I want to share. Stop eating when you are about 70% full. This is not a strict rule, it's a training. If you always eat until completely full, digestion becomes sluggish. If you stop slightly earlier, your digestive fire stays strong. Try it for 1 week. Most people are surprised. Now let's talk about expectations. If your belly fat is connected to dampness and sluggish digestion, many people see a noticeable reduction in bloating quickly, sometimes in days. But true fat loss happens over weeks and months. The goal is not speed. The goal is a body that stays lean naturally. That is why Guangxi elders look light and strong even in old age, not because they followed trends, but because their daily habits supported digestion and calmness for decades. If you want one simple challenge from today, for 14 days, avoid liquid sugar, avoid fried greasy foods, and avoid cold foods at night. Eat warm meals, walk after dinner, and drink warm tea. Then notice how your belly feels, not only how it looks, how it feels. Less heavy, less tight, less bloated, better sleep, better energy. These are signs your body is returning to balance. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to Dr. Kai's Harmony Health. And in the next video, I can share a simple Chinese tea and 1 acupressure point that support digestion and reduce cravings. Very gentle, very practical. Take care of your body. Stay warm, stay consistent, and I'll see you soon.